Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDF44. Okay, so this is game 4 coming up between the Lakers and the Blazers. The Lakers had a really solid couple of games, game 2 and 3, and I'm looking for them to continue that momentum. Dame had a bad game in game 3. Obviously, he's dealing with that finger. I'm sure he's been working on it, treatment and everything. I'd expect that if he plays tonight, he's going to be better than he was in game 3, and we're going to have a dogfight in our hands. CJ McCollum is in a good rhythm right now, and as I said in the last video about this, I'm not sure to upload it, but either way, this is the point I'm going to make. You have to stop CJ McCollum. You can't focus all of your attention on Dame Lillard and let CJ get off. Carmelo's kickstand is back, so you have to pay him enough attention. Gary Trent Jr. is continuing to grow. Every single time he gets on the floor, he's just getting better and better. You got to pay attention to him as well. Their bigs still healthy, still ready to give it to you. We're gonna have to continue to monitor keeping Dwight out of foul trouble and keeping McGee on the floor, and also using AD at center more. What we could be looking at right now is no longer a series about role players. In the first game, we were looking at the Lakers role players. They struggled. In the second game, the role players kind of got it together a little bit. In the third game, the role players have been really complementary to our stars. But the reason why we've won these last 2 games has been because Anthony Davis and LeBron James have simply stepped their game up. They haven't played that great in the bubble for their standards. Over the last 2 games, they have stepped it up quite a bit, and I think it's really contributed to what the success of the Los Angeles Lakers. And I'd look for that to continue. As much as I like Dame, he's outmatched when Anthony Davis and LeBron James are focused. He's going to get outclassed. He's not going to get outclassed by too many people in this league. Make no mistake about it. He's not. But against the Lakers, I'm afraid if the Lakers aren't struggling and they're just playing good enough, they beat the Blazers, and that's that. And that's what I've learned throughout this series. The concerns of myself and other people who were worried about the Lakers winning this series, worried about it going 7 or what have you, I think these last 2 games have kind of showed us that the Lakers can remove some of the focus from their role players and just give those same points to Anthony Davis, those same shots, those same opportunities to Anthony and LeBron, and can overpower certain teams. They don't need to play well. And that's the difference between what I thought before this series really got going and how I feel right now. Because it was more so about whether or not KCP can hit shots. He's missing. How we're going to win. Green is missing shots. How are we going to win? Well, the answer is remove those guys from the equation and give more looks to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And the Lakers, I think, have somewhat figured that out. Their defensive schemes have been consistent. Even in the first game, their defense was pretty solid. So we've kept Portland at bay more or less with their scoring. And I look for more of that tonight. If our offense continues to increase, or should I say progress, throughout the process of this series, then it's a short series. Because what Portland was counting on was us continuing to struggle from 3 and continue to struggle from the line. And it seems as if we're slowly but surely getting that together. I think the play of Anthony Davis masked a few things that we still need to work out offensively, because he's been so great over the last 2 games. But the type of talent that these guys are, these 2 particular players are, that may not stop. They may continue this path until the ring. I wouldn't be surprised if they just continue to just mow through each game with ease, because they have that kind of talent. They just need to recognize it and push it forth. And it's particularly Anthony Davis. I think he's going through the motions a little bit in this series. I don't think he's really enjoying the bubble too much, as I'd imagine a lot of guys aren't. And I think there may be some things affecting him that don't really have as much to do with basketball, more so to do with whatever is going on personally with him. That's just my feeling. I don't have any evidence of that, but it just seems like he's been a little outside of himself, distracted or what have you. And he's getting that together. That's the point. He seems like he's working through it. So as long as they continue to stay together, LeBron James is excellent at making guys believe in in with the system and to believe in what they're doing, and to stay focused. I think he's really good at keeping guys focused. So hopefully we can continue to be focused, and we can continue to get some things, some positivity out of our role players. I'd like to see more Dion, more JR, more Quinn Cook. Danny Green has still managed to, even though he's struggled, he still managed to hit some key shots when you need him to. Key 3-point shots, even though he bricks some wide open ones. The ones that are timely, he seems to be knocking down at a pretty solid clip. So I hope that he improves as this series progresses and gets back to his Danny Green playoff ways, which are usually very, very, very helpful. And KCP continues to work on his shot, continue to build on the momentum as well. Again, Dwight Howard is he's such a problem for the Portland Trail Blazers. Not necessarily because they're overmatched with their bigs, but because the bigs are preoccupied with trying to stop Anthony Davis. And having to deal with Dwight as well just makes it very, very difficult for guys that are not very fast, Whiteside and Nurkic. And it's difficult. You know, they got to deal with McGee. He's running all over the place. He runs the floor better than most 7-footers. So what you have is a bunch of in-shape 7-footers versus a bunch of kind of more traditional 7-footers. And I like our matchup there. We need to continue to put pressure on those bigs, especially with guys like Dwight and AD. Be physical, be relentless defensively, continue to be relentless on the boards as well. And we can end this series in 5, make a fool out of me. But we got to come out right tonight. We cannot come out like the Clippers did and not expect that those two killers that they got on this Portland team won't do the same thing to us that Luka Doncic did to the Clippers in Game 4. So it can happen. Believe me, we're still staring down the barrel of Dame. You know what I'm saying? And at any moment he can pull the trigger. So we need to be very, very careful to continue to stay focused, continue to be aggressive, continue to be demonstrative about the demonstrations that we show against Portland. Dunk on their heads as much as possible. Try to take their heart from them, because that's what you want to do against a killer. You want to make them doubt themselves. And as long as we have our minds focused on working our schemes properly and not playing cold hands, I think the Lakers can do what they need to do and get this series under control. So that's what I got to say today. Thank everybody for watching me. My name is BDF44. Enjoy the game.